I'm just going to so there are a few things I feel like everybody should have in their studio that will make life a little bit easier for them. Like when I mean easier, like you just work a lot more efficiently than you ever have. I'm just going to drop my Oh, it stayed this time. It fell the last time. It stayed. We are in North York right now in Toronto, and we are in Downsview studio. It is such an amazing studio, and I shoot here. I feel like if you ever need a studio in Toronto, you should definitely check this out. I'll put a link in the description below. It has almost everything that I need to do most of my photo shoots here. So definitely check it out, and big shout out to Brian for letting us use the studio today. So I'm just going to point out a few things here in the studio that I feel like you should have in your studio too, or any studio that you're looking to rent. It will just make life a lot easier for you. And as you guys know, especially when you rent a studio, you just want to be able to work as fast as possible and get things out of the way. So I'll show you some things that will make life just a little bit easier, and also some things that will make life or make your photo shoots faster. But before we get into that, I want to tell you guys about this new action pack that I just put out a couple months ago. If you are not using it, then you are on a long thing. That means you are sleeping. Trust me, you'll edit your photos a lot better and a lot faster. I just look weird, but you guys get why it's going to make your photos better. So definitely check it out. Link will be in the description below. Check it out. So let's get straight into this video. I'm going to be showing you guys some things in the studio that I think everybody should have. So let's get straight into that. So the first thing that we definitely need in the studio are these things. These are backdrop holders, and they come in a set of 3 or 4. And what that helps you do is you can literally just put 3 or 4 backdrops at once there, and you don't have to take it out and put it back using the backdrop stand. Yep, there we go. Wasn't really sure. But yeah, you guys get the whole point. Try my best not to mess this up, but I just did. But you guys get the whole point. So the second thing you need is get yourself a ladder. Now there are a few reasons why you need a ladder. First things first, how are you going to install things up in your studio if you do not have a ladder? For example, if you want to get top-down shots, it's way easier to do with a ladder than to climb any other thing on your studio. I have someone carrying that neck. So, by the way, I'm freakishly afraid of heights. See? Real simple. You take those shots and so now that we are done talking about the ladder, another thing you need in the studio that is random is get yourself a posing mirror. It's very easy for your clients to actually look at themselves and really adjust themselves to how you want them to look. And instead of you constantly telling them to do this or do that, it just makes life a lot easier for you. It makes your shoot faster. And sometimes when your clients see themselves, they look really good, and they tend to feel a lot more confident. So get yourself a posing mirror. This one is clean enough. So yeah, now we've gone through 3 things real quick. The first one is the backdrop stands. Get yourself a backdrop stand that, or I'll probably say backdrop hanger that is either 3 or 4, and they can hold 3 or 4 backdrops for you. The second one is get yourself a ladder. The third one is get yourself a posing mirror. And let's get straight to the next one. Yeah, okay, great. Okay, great. So everybody needs a cart. Trust me, there are a few reasons why you definitely need a cart, and one that looks like this, that is wheeled. I'm just gonna move back so you can see me better. Now, the first reason why you need a cart is obviously you can put like a few things in there, and it just helps your studio to be a lot more arranged, right? So we have our cables in here, we have a reflector down there, we have an extension cable, and we have these clamps that every studio should have. These are heavy duty clamps. So another reason is if you are into tethering, which I think every photographer should tether, and I don't, I'm trying to get into it. It's just easier for you to, put your laptop on here and then move this around. Stop making noise. And just move this around. Easy for you to get from one place to another when you're shooting. So wheeled carts are very, very important when it comes to you know, owning stuff in the studio. I feel like everybody should invest in one of these. Now, next thing we're going to talk about are V-flats. We do have V-flats, but they're DIY V-flats, and I think everybody should be able to make their V-flats. But if you want, you can buy one. I think Strobe Pro sells one right now that I think is really, really nice. It's easier for you to take out and wash. Now, I think Strobe Pro should definitely think about sponsoring me, because I have some of their stuff. And I think their stuff is really good. But yeah, so let's talk about V-flats and I'll show you what we have in the studio. Okay, so these are some V-flats we have in the studio. I'll show you how these things work. Okay, great. And these are DIY V-flats. They were made by Brian himself. Okay, and they can stand on their own. So one reason why you actually need V-flats is to bounce light back. So because it's huge, you can bounce like light all over your, you know, subject's body. Another reason why you need it is for negative fill. So you have white on one side and you have black on the other side. So every photographer should definitely get this. I don't know if you can see light bouncing, you know, towards me right now, even though I've not placed it very well. But V-flats are very, very important in the studio, and I think every studio should have V-flats. Great. So the final thing I think everybody should have in a studio, even though this doesn't have everything that you should have, just give me a minute. I would grab what this is. Okay, great. So this is the final thing everybody should have in the studio: a wheel stand. These are heavy duty stands from Strobe Pro, and they have what we call the pistol grip. Very simple. All you have to do is just press on the trigger right here, bring it down, take it back up. Very simple. And they have amazing mobility, trust me. See how simple and easy it is to move this thing around the studio. Now, if you cannot afford one of these, one thing I'll tell you to do is get yourself a C-stand. Now, the C-stands, you can get wheels for them, and it's just easy to move those around too. Trust me, when you are my age, 24, BC's behind the camera and he's hating. When you are this young, you do not want to ruin your back, trust me. So carrying stands that have big as lights, big as octa boxes on them will definitely just hurt your back as a photographer. So it's easier for you to do this. You don't want to work all your life and then end up with a bad back, like me. So yes, invest in one of these. These are priceless, and I think everybody should own one of these. So yeah, anyways, that's about it. Great. Anyways, that's about it. Those are a few things I think everybody should own in the studio. I can't remember everything from the top of my head right now, but you guys should definitely check it out. I'm tired now, I'm exhausted. It was cold this morning. Now it's hot. Check out my digital store. I got some amazing things there for you guys. Link will be in the description below. Thank you for supporting my channel. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I love y'all. Oh, just touched my mic. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart.